What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Boundless Perception YouTube channel. And today is a great day. It's the day after Christmas, so I have all my gifts and I'm happy about that. But it's an even greater day, and that's because all of my prints are finally done for the chest of my Lichking Armor. I printed them off, as you guys know, in my Ender 3. Hopefully you saw that video where I set it up. And it took me 8 parts to print all of this together. The other, what is this? Yeah, the other ones are sitting there on the table. And I am going to assemble it here and see how it fits and everything. So I'm hoping it all fits. Again, it took, oh my gosh, it took 8 days, a little over 8 days, like 210 hours or something like that, give or take, to finally print all this. I've already learned that I need another 3D printer. I also need a bigger 3D printer, so I'm gonna make that happen eventually for you guys. I think I'm gonna get a CR10 and maybe another Ender 3 because I can't afford 2 CR10s at the moment. But Ender 3s, as you can see, can work. You just have to do a little bit more slicing work, but either way, the quality on these is great, and as you can see, they are extremely sturable. So we are going to assemble these on camera, so let's check it out. So as you can see, we have all 8 pieces laid out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This right here, as I said, is going to be the front of Frostmourne. So we're going to go ahead and glue them together with super glue using Loctite. And then I'm going to solder them on the back side to give them, a bit of extra strength. And we're going to use that side because you're not going to be seeing that side. That's going to be, touching my body. As you can see here, we also have the forearm pieces that I printed out a while ago. Those are just sitting here. I still need to glue them together, but I got more excited about the chest piece and I'm doing that one first. So let's go ahead and glue the chest piece together. I went ahead and put gloves on because I really hate when I get super glue on my fingers, as that crap is like impossible to get off. So I also wanted to use clamps, but since I do not have any to fit these awkward angles, I'm gonna have to just make do with what I have. Also, if you guys notice, all of these are a different color. Like these are darker gray, light gray, and then this one is black, because I was just using different filaments at the time and like they ran out at different points, so that's the only reason for the difference in colors. So let's just go ahead and glue this top part together. We're gonna go ahead and put some super glue. And again, I'm using the gel, not the liquid, because the gel is much easier to see where everything is and it doesn't run. So I'm gonna go ahead and smear it around a little bit, try to get as much on each surface as possible. On to the next piece. As you guys can see, I went real high tech and just got an old Ender box of filament that I was using. Rested this up against the wall here because I didn't want too much pressure being on that joint. So let's go ahead and glue together our second piece now. We have the other half of it. So applying super glue here. Now that these two pieces are glued together, we're gonna go ahead and just rest it here against the forearm. So hopefully it will not put, hopefully if this works, let's see, maybe if we flip it. Yeah, so that it will not be putting a lot of stress on that, all right? We have 4 of the 2 pieces glued together. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and glue these 2 together. just to show you guys how strong this glue is, it's ripping holes out of my gloves. So that's why I advise using gloves when you're doing this. And last but not least, this piece right here goes together like so. And boom, another piece just like that, glued together. So now we're gonna go ahead and seal the back of this so that we can make it much stronger. All right, so it's been probably about 20 or so minutes. I just went ahead and waited, and as you can see, these are glued together pretty well. Like, I'm just holding it and, you know, nothing's happening. I wouldn't advise, you know, like slamming it against anything or so yet. So what I'm just gonna go ahead and do, actually this is empty now because they don't give you any glue in these, but I went ahead and hooked up my, what's it called? What is this called? Soldering iron? Yeah. I went ahead and hooked this up, and I'm gonna go ahead and now use some of the leftover filament that I had to essentially weld the lines of these two pieces together. I'm only gonna do the back side because, again, the front side is actually going to be showing, and I don't want that to be seen. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that and strengthen up the back. So as you can see, I just finished up this last piece using white filament because I ran out of gray. But right now, it is good to go. Not coming apart, nothing. It's good to go. So now I'm going to glue all four of these pieces together to make the front chest piece. All right, so as you can see, these two pieces go together. So let's go ahead and try to get them together. So again, I am still learning, so I just encountered a problem, and that is because I could not glue these two pieces together perfectly symmetrical, and since they didn't print perfectly symmetrical, I wasn't able to get them to stick together because there is like a millimeter gap in between the two. So that means the glue cannot stick to each other, so instead I'm going to use a bit of hot glue because it's a bit thicker and I'm hoping that it will work. This is my first time using hot glue on PLA, so let's see how this goes. Oh, that did not work. All right. And now we have hot glue all over the print. So let's give that another go. All right, we're gonna try round two. I just went ahead and used my scraper tool to get as much of the, hot glue that was on there off. And we're just gonna try it again and see if this will work. So let's try lining them up a little bit first here. Yep, these go just like this. Let's try it again. If at first you don't succeed, right? The hot glue is done drying because it dries extremely fast, and I've watched several videos on this and I didn't believe it, but yes, hot glue does not work well with plastic at all. So what I'm going to do instead is weld these two pieces together because the weld is extremely strong, and then place glue through the cracks on the other side, and hopefully it will bond. All right, so with some trial and error, I was able to get this together. I actually had to have the help of my girlfriend. It isn't exactly the way I want, but it is coming along, as you guys can see. I ended up not even using any super glue and just basically soldered everything together, welded everything together in the back here. Again, you can't see that, so I really don't care what the back looks like. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a gap here, but I'm gonna fix that, you know, when I get to the sanding and wood filler part. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attach this last piece, and that will literally be it. All right, so I had to run out and pick up a bit of extra glue. So I am back now though, gel glue, because I just found out, well, I didn't just find out, but I knew, but I had to test it for myself, that liquid glue along with glue sticks do not work. So if you're doing 3D printing, do not try to use those, they do not work. But we have our last piece here that we're going to glue on using some super glue, so let's go ahead and get that done. So, after 8+ days of 3D printing, here we have it, the front piece of Frostmourne. You guys can see it in all of its glory. Don't mind the two colors, the multicolor filaments that will all get painted and sanded out. But yes, here we have it. This is what it looks like from the back. You guys can see all of the like welding, quote unquote, that I did. It holds it together extremely well. I may still go back and add a little bit more in a few areas, but overall you can see this is pretty sturdy. It's not coming apart. So I'm very happy about that. And for the moment of truth, does it actually fit? And boom. We can tell it does. I have to print the back piece now, but as you guys can see, it fits. I am super excited. That means all the methods I've been trialing and, you know, just testing out, because again, this is my first time ever 3D printing a cosplay armor piece, are working, so I am very excited about that. But this right here is the front. We are going to eventually sand this, paint it, prime it, all that stuff, maybe add in a bit more detail, and then add the back piece next. So we already have the arm for the forearm pieces. We have the front chest, so now to add the rest. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Again, this print is done on an Ender 3. I broke it down into several pieces, so don't think you have to have a massive printer to just, you know, go ahead and try to print this all in one piece. I mean, if you do, that's awesome, but I didn't, so I had to slice it, break it down into multiple pieces. Thank you. I used Nico Industries Frostmourne with a Lichking Armor to get this file 3D printed, and I used Pressure Slicer along with, oh my gosh, what's the name of the other program? Armorsmith, to create all of this. So this is it so far. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment sections below. It greatly helps the channel. And until next time, stay boundless. See you guys. Bye-bye.